Hey guys, what is up? And today we're going to be talking about why the best statted players don't always make the best actual players. And what I mean by this is based on your system, okay? We saw this, here's some good examples. Let's say Fulham when they splashed the cash, okay? Let's say Aston Villa currently when they're spending lots and lots of money. And maybe even say Spurs when they sold Gareth Bale and reinvested a lot of that money. Not all the signs really paid off. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. Okay, and I see so many people just go and buy these big expensive players. I see on these groups asking why they're not quite living up. Sancho is actually a really good one. Let's look up Jordan Sancho. Oh well, no, apparently not. All right, Jordan Sancho. Last year's game, loads of people bought him, and they just said he was not doing anything. This year, he's definitely looks much better player than last year's stats. I'm trying to think of a good example of a player on this year's game. Stressful, right? So let's say you bought Lad here, okay? He's doing quite well for Dortmund. Kind of what you expect, 14, 15. I've actually been tempted to buy him in my save, but I did run into some issues, and that's what I want to try and explain to you. The players that you buy have to fit into your system, okay? There's a reason why, in real life, certain players that are considered world superstars aren't always snapped up by the bigger clubs, okay? Rodriguez is probably a very good example, okay? Let's say Liverpool, okay? Even our loan deal, simply wasn't interested in him. Okay, I didn't see any speculation about him even joining Liverpool. And the main reason for that is the way Liverpool use their midfield would not have suited him. Okay, Rodriguez has not got the pace to fit up front at all, and he's not got the work rate to do the Firmino role, so he doesn't fit the team, no matter how good of a player he is. So actually, if I look him up, can't actually spell his name, so let's go to Everton. I imagine he's probably gone back to Real Madrid, hasn't he? Ah, yes, I forgot if you type in Real Madrid, they never actually come up. It's R Madrid. Is he in the team? Transfers. Transfer history. Also, he would be sold for a decent amount, surely. Was he sold really early on then? He's not joined Everton on a permanent deal. Am I just not seeing him? This is going very well. Everton? You surely still don't have him. You do? What? How? I'm confused. I was so sure in real life he's joined on a loan deal, unless it was the option to buy. Even then, 23 million. Anyway, enough of that. So as you see, he's a terrific player. But like I said, he will not fit the Liverpool system because he's not fast. Okay, so he couldn't play on the wings for Liverpool. He has not got that work rate to fulfill Roberto Firmino's role, and if we put him as a false nine, he's good, but he's just not got the ability to do it. Well, he's got the ability, just not the physicals and obviously the work rate. And he's just not a workhorse in the middle. I mean, yeah, deep line playmaker, but the issues they've already kind of got Thiago for that, and Thiago's much better defensively as well. Be it he's not a defensive player. So what you need to do is look at your team. For me, my wingers are my strikers. Okay, I need them quick. I need them good at scoring goals. Okay, that's all I need from them, which is brilliant for most tactics because most players fit that description absolutely brilliantly. You can get strikers to play on the wings, providing they fit the criteria. I need my centre backs fast, so there's no point me buying, let's say, Chiellini or Godin. They're not quick enough because of their age, and that will usually mean, let's say, Van Dijk, as he starts to get older, the moment he starts to drop dramatically in pace, he'll be out of the team. It doesn't matter how good defensively he is. My fullbacks, they need to have good work rate up and down the pitch constantly. I don't care too much about the defensive as long as they can attack. So right there, for example, that kind of takes out a number of fullbacks for me, more defensive ones. Okay, because they're simply no good to me. It doesn't matter how good defensively they are. I like to have an anchor man. Obviously, he's quite a defensive player, box to box, deep line playmaker, and a false nine. So, say, I don't know. Let's say a traditional. Who was last year's? Actually, let's just click on who have United got. I think they've actually got a few good players that fit my team. So there's no point using them as an example. Actually, Koeman, he might do. Yes, he'll do perfectly. So, Koeman, very good player, very fast, but he's not got that finishing ability, so he would not get in my team. Okay, it'd be pointless for me to buy. No matter how cheap he'd value that. I know it's not the actual value because I've scouted him a long time ago. More of a winger, but even then, he's just no good for what I would need. And I don't really rate him as a player. I really don't. I don't think he's actually that good. So you can't get the gist of what I'm going for here. You need to have a certain kind of player to fulfill your roles. And I feel you as a manager should know what your roles are. But let's just use one more example. It was Arsenal I wanted the first time. Lacazette would probably fit. Pepe. Yeah, Pepe, once again. I mean, plain and simple, he's not got the finishing ability. He's not really composed. He's quick. He's not got much passing, so he wouldn't, once again, fit. No matter how cheap he was. Let's go for our final example onto the transfer list. Okay, transfer listed players, because you usually find a lot of good gems on here. Okay, Richarlison. Let's have a look at him. Richarlison, he's a good player. He's not quite up to Liverpool standards, so he's probably not the best example. Morata, good enough target man and that, but if I wanted a false nine, simply, he's not got the vision to play those important passes. He's decent at everything else, but not really wow. So he won't fit in the team. And he's a fairly good player. If I was actually thinking of using him as a target man, it was only, I think, mainly his strength and his pass ability let him down. But had those not been cases, I mean, strength's not too bad. I mean, had his passing not been as poor, his vision, I could well have bought him for that target man role for my away games. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of players you can always pick for this example, but you can't get the gist of it. From now, they have to fit your team structure. There's no point buying the biggest and best players. Vincent Jr. That was who I was thinking about at the beginning of the video. A lot of people last year. No, he won't come up, would he? Junior. Vincent Jr. Yeah, what was he like in this year's game? I mean, he's definitely an improved player, but a lot of people cleared 5-star potential in that. This wasn't good enough for them. So I mean, he's not a goal scorer. Okay, he's the sort of player. I mean, if you train him up right, how far? Yeah, if you train him up right, he could become a goal scorer or cross over the ball. I mean, he's a good enough player, and he definitely is a good player, but he's not. It's not that wow factor. Not just yet. He's got a lot of development to go still, though. So. Yeah, I hope you guys get the gist of what I'm trying to say. I know it was a bit of rambling, but I hope you guys have enjoyed. Bye bye.